Hello everyone. I am here today to do a presentation on understanding and addressing burnout in the childcare industry. I'm very committed to knowing the reasons for that because I do work in the childcare industry full time and I'm the assistant director at a facility, and I want to help the staff that work there understand what some of the reasons why maybe they are feeling burnout and maybe help them to fix the problems before they leave a field that they had loved so dearly before that. Childcare is something that any working family probably relies on more than we know. They get up every morning and the first thing they do is go and they drop their child off at a facility and hope that they are well taken care of and loved while they are away at work every day. The providers themselves do a lot to help families every day. They are helping to shape the early development of these children. They are providing a healthy start for them, whether it be a good role model, at meal times or behavior, and just showing these children what is expected of them every day and helping them get ready to continue on into their schooling and just making sure that they are ready to go. And they also are critical parts of the working family's life. If without childcare, many families would not be able to work full time. So I'm here to kind of figure out and address what causes burnout in the childcare industry and causes staff turnover. And in my research, I have found that there's really three main reasons why burnout happens, and that those include low pay, high stress working conditions, and a declining respect for the profession. One of the main things that came up when I was researching is low wages. That's probably the number one reason that staff cite that they are not continuing on in the work field. And I used the Bureau of Labor Statistics to kind of pull up some information on what pay looks like for childcare providers. And what I had found is that the median income or median hourly rate of pay for a childcare provider is $15.41 an hour, which equates to about just barely over $32,000 a year. When you compare that to other industries, the average weekly wage for other professions is about $1,192 a week, or about $61,984 a year, which is significantly higher than a childcare provider typically makes. These providers usually struggle with meeting financial ends meet and rely on some type of assistance to provide for their families. There also comes with that a lack of benefits for these providers. Most don't have access to employee-sponsored health insurance or paid time off or any type of family leave from their employer. They're just small businesses that they cannot continue to or provide these things, even though the managers, the directors usually understand that is a big reason. They cannot financially afford to offer those benefits to their providers. Moving on to another reason why providers leave the field is it can be emotionally demanding to work in the childcare industry. there are children that need extra support throughout the day, and providers themselves are sometimes lacking in the support that they receive to help deal with these struggles with these children. They also, peer-to-peer support would be really great if they can find it. Sometimes it's nice to just get these providers together to help them to understand what each other are feeling and help bounce those ideas off of each other. But generally, finding the resources to help these providers is hard. There's a lot of places that no longer offer services like they did in the past to help providers with trainings or different areas that they can seek support. The final reason that I found in my research that was really a big thing that caused staff burnout was a lack of respect for what a provider does each day. It's still really generally not known, but thought of that this profession is we're just babysitters. And while the term does sort of fit, there is so much more that happens in a facility every day besides just a provider sitting there while the children run around and play. There's learning going on. Most states require some sort of curriculum to be taught to these young preschoolers that is kind of at a level that they are preparing these children to move on to school, to a unified district. And so to call them babysitters is very demeaning of what they actually do on a daily basis. A big thing that falls into the lack of respect is that not every provider knows how to effectively communicate with parents, and so then when they are trying to communicate an issue, they are not able to articulate that well to the parents, and then the parents feel that they are also having a lack of respect. Another huge reason that kind of causes disrespect is the financial strain that childcare causes families. Currently, childcare for a family could cost anywhere from about $6,500 to just a little over $15,000 a year for a family. That's about 8.9 to 16% of a family's income, and the federal affordability benchmark for childcare is only about 7%, so it's quite a bit higher. And those strains can also really cause families to feel that burden and then pass along that burden to their childcare provider unintentionally. And then the cycle just continues when the families are upset, maybe not necessarily at the provider, but just things that are causing them stress. They portray that onto the provider, and the cycle just continues. Some things that really just need to change are figuring out how to make the wages that childcare providers receive livable without causing more financial burden to the parents, and finding ways to reduce stress in the work environment, and also restoring that respect for providers themselves. And to do that, an investment needs to be made in the childcare industry to help both providers and families feel more comfortable and help everyone succeed.